Hi guys, this is Heather with Stealing Hearts Homestead. It has been a really long time since I did my last video. I am out here at property that I put an offer in on, and my offer got accepted. So I'm just kind of walking around getting a feel for it. We're supposed to close the end of January, which is really exciting. It is 26 acres here in Arizona. There are some beautiful trees. Look at those. Aren't they pretty? And I need to figure out where my property lines are. Look at those trees. Bentley! Bentley! I have my little dog out here with me. He's exploring with me. The trees are on the other side of what appears to be a wash. So I would love to build like my house, for example, like in this area. Have some trees for shade, but we're on the other side of what appears to be a wash. So I know that you have to build far enough away from a wash that it's not going to impact your foundation. And then I also don't know how I would get over the wash in order to make it out here. So probably lost on the property right now. I need to figure out how to get to the other side of it. But it's very exciting. I'm seeing things that I've walked over, so at least I know I'm not terribly lost. So it's 36 acres, and I put an offer in on it for $22,000, and they accepted it. So we're doing owner financing, which is really exciting. It's going to be about $300 a month for 5 years. I might have found out a way to get around the trees, maybe? Before I had to go through that. I guess if I just would have looked further down, I could have gotten around all that. But I'm out here learning. I have no idea where the corners of the property are. So I might be on the property, I might not be on the property. I don't know. Obviously, I'm hoping I am on the property. It's kind of a jungle. These are all sticker plants. So I'm trying my best to navigate around them and not cut myself. I've already stepped on one of them and it was not pleasant. It went through my shoe. So now I've been gone for a really long time. Bentley! COVID happened, and my little tiny homestead that I was running off my 1/3 of an acre, I kind of just dismantled it for a while. Okay, I know where I'm at. I found my car. That's a good thing. So yeah, I kind of just dismantled it for a while, and I'm gonna start up out here, and I'm just so excited. Okay, so I found my car. My car's like right over there. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little blue Honda. So depending on where the property lines are, it definitely might be possible to build back in this area with the trees. And that would provide me with some shade, because obviously here in Arizona we get a lot of sun. So building something that's going to be energy efficient is going to be huge. My plan right now, because this is completely bare land, there are absolutely no utilities out here. So electric is going to be all solar, so everything's going to be off grid. I'm going to do rainwater catchment, and probably for a little while have water trucked in. The area that I'm in right now is McNeil, Arizona, so it's southeast, maybe like 45 minutes, an hour from the Mexico border. What's really cool about that is it doesn't get terribly hot. So the hottest that it gets is in the 90s. It never gets up into the 100s. So that's going to be amazing, because where I'm at right now, it gets up into the hundreds. It can get up to like 110. And that's really hot. It made it hard for having things like meat rabbits because it was getting so hot. So I'll be able to move everything out here. Sorry, I'm trying to navigate how to get through all these stickers. So I'll be able to bring the meat rabbits out here. And then my dogs will be fine. I was looking it up. The area gets about 13 inches of water or rainfall a year. It can get snow in the mountains, so that'll be really, really pretty. I can't wait to see what this place looks like at night because there's no electricity, which means there's not going to be any of that light pollution. You're going to be able to see the stars just beautifully. So I'm super, super excited. Yeah. I don't really know what all I plan on putting out here. I know I want to build a house. The particular area I'm in does have a very small HOA. It doesn't really stop me from doing very much. One of the limitations is the house has to be at least 800 square feet. So whatever I build is going to be at least 800 square feet. I'm going to try to make it as energy efficient as possible. So I'm thinking about, instead of doing 2x6 for the walls, maybe doing 2x8s and really insulating it super well. Because I am going to be completely off-grid solar, so it's going to be really important to have the most energy efficient house. Now. I don't think it's windy enough to do any sort of wind energy. I think everything is going to be solar. There's not going to be anything, as you can see, that would stop the solar panels from getting lots and lots of sun. And then obviously being here in Arizona, that's pretty much all we get is sun. So I think we'll be pretty good with solar. I'm looking at buying the equipment that will be sufficient for me to get up to at least 5,000 watts of solar panels. Probably going to be way more than I need for at first, because right now we're going to be installing a septic system and then moving an RV out here while we get everything else ready. So for an RV, 5,000 watts of solar is going to probably be way more than I need. But I want to have the capability of doing that for whatever house I build. I don't want to buy equipment that's not capable of, connecting like the charge controllers and the inverters parallel. I don't want something that's going to be, 3,000 watts and that's it. Now you have to buy something new that you can connect parallel systems to. So I've been doing a lot of research and I still have so much more to learn about it, but I'm getting a fairly decent idea of what it's going to take solar-wise, or what components at least I'm going to need. So big thing right now is we're waiting for the offer to close end of January. I've already got some contacts or feelers sent out for having a septic installed. Probably going to install a septic for at least a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. I'd rather go too high than too low, and realize, okay, now I'm tapped out on what I can do because I got this tiny little septic system. So that is my plan. Hopefully we can get the septic installed a little bit after we close on the property. That is the goal. I know it's like $700 for them to drill and make sure that there's not anything funky with the soil, that it's going to pass the perk test. And then as long as it does, my little dog's having the best time. Let him go. As long as it does, then the septic system for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house is going to be $7,500. I put $6,000 down on the property, so it's going to be a little expensive. I still have to purchase an RV. I have not done that yet. I'm kind of just wandering around. I really don't know where the property markers are. There's all these little posts out here, but I don't know if they signify the property lines or what. My realtor said that he would help me come out here and figure out where the markers are for every corner. But for my own peace of mind, I'm probably gonna hire a surveyor because I'm too paranoid. Like, I really don't want to build and then somebody go, hey, this is my property. So yeah, I'm super excited. I'm super terrified. It's just gonna be me and the dogs out here, which I know I can do, but I'm definitely gonna have a few panic attacks. because I am out in the middle of nowhere. Up until now, I have lived on the grid. I've never lived off of the grid, so it's gonna be panic worthy. The first few nights that I'm out here is definitely going to be a challenge. I think that I'm gonna be petrified and panicking, but also I'm really going to enjoy just the beauty and the possibilities of being out here. So nervous, but excited. One of the reasons that I went with a property that has a small HOA footprint is that they maintain all of the roads. So this here is a cul-de-sac and it's completely maintained. All the roads in this area are completely maintained. $13 a month. I will happily pay $13 a month to know that the roads are good enough for me to drive in and out of and not have to worry about getting my car stuck, because I have my Honda and I have a van. I don't have a four-wheel drive vehicle, so something that was easy for me to drive to was very important. So yeah, I'm so nervous, but so excited, and I really wish I knew where the property markers were, because there's all these little tiny posts, and I mean they're just like PVC things. I don't know if you can see it, just little PVC pipes sticking out. But I want to know where the property markers are, because this property is pretty much completely square. It's a little odd shaped square, but it's square. And my realtor told me that it's about a quarter of a mile from corner to corner. So that at least gives me some idea of what I am looking for. But I just really want to be able to draw it out and figure out where I'm going to put everything. Somebody was obviously out here clearing a little bit. So there's that. I doubt we have any beavers that would have done it. So actually, I know there's no beavers. But I can't think of anything that would pile it up. So somebody was definitely out here clearing at some point. It's my understanding the property was lost. Somebody didn't pay the back taxes on it, and a realtor purchased it. And I bought it from the realtor, which was really cool, because at least the realtor understands owner carry and was willing to do that because they see the upside of the interest rate. They're going to be able to make more money on the property than they would have if they just sold it outright, as much as I would have loved to be able to afford to buy something outright. With what I have to do in order to get it livable for me, it just wasn't feasible at all. So it's gonna look at like $14,000 altogether for me to at least get out here, but that does not include me buying a RV to move out here or any sort of water. So absolute minimum what I'm looking at for the septic and the land, the down payment is the $14,000, and then the RV and setting up some water tanks to have water delivered and things like that is going to be a little bit more, but I'm very excited. I'm so excited. I've wanted to do this for so long, and it just hadn't been a possibility up until now. For work, I'm going to be doing currency trading, so I'm doing pretty good with that. I'm going to sell my house in the city. I mean, it's kind of in the city, it's kind of not in the city. But I'm going to sell my house. That should net me about $20,000 to $30,000 extra from what I'm already putting down in the septic. So that'll give me some money to play with, put more money in my trading account to start earning a little bit more of a monthly income. That's basically my plan out here. So I am back. If you have not done so, please do subscribe, because I am going to be pretty much doing as much of this by myself as I can. So I'm going to be, obviously I'm going to have somebody pour my foundation. I don't know how to do that. I'm here in Cochise County where I can select an opt-out. So if I wanted to, I could opt out of building permits, building inspections. You just have to file for the opt-out option. I'm debating that. The reason why I'm debating it is because I pretty much plan on building a traditional house, but just completely off-grid. And if I was going to build something like earth bag or things like that, then I would probably go ahead and file for that opt-out. And it might be something I do anyways, just because I know I'm going to have to be out here with an RV for a little while. So when I go and talk to the county, I need to figure that out. But as far as having any sort of buildings that I have done inspected, I want to do that. Mainly just so I know I did it good, because I'm going to be doing so much less of myself. And also, if I do decide to sell down the road and move to some place that's greener than Arizona, I'll be able to have the property be able to, you know, get financed, because probably what I sell it for, it's going to be significantly more than what I purchased it for, because I'm going to be putting in all this new work. So I'm excited. I'm so excited. It's beautiful out here. I love the mountains. I just love the mountains. I'm sorry, I don't know how good my camera angle is right now, but the mountains are just gorgeous. So yeah, kind of went off on a tangent, I think. But if you haven't done so, please subscribe. I mean, you're going to be able to see raw land be transformed into, hopefully, a off-grid solar house in the next year. Since it is just me, I'm going to be doing a lot of the work myself. Pouring the foundation I won't do by myself. Obviously, installing a septic I won't do by myself. Those things all require permits. And I don't know how I would get a whole bunch of concrete in here by myself. And I certainly wouldn't be able to mix it all by myself for a foundation. So yeah, but I do plan on, you know, putting up the walls of the house by myself. Probably, maybe not doing the roof by myself. Depends on what I decide to do for roofing, because I'd probably kill myself trying to take shingles up. I don't know. There's a lot of them, and from what I understand, they're very, very heavy. So we'll see. But everything else I plan on doing pretty much by myself. You know, clearing the land, renting a backhoe, maybe purchasing one, depending on what the pricing looks like. Obviously, purchasing one is going to be a lot more economical than anything else, because I'm going to have to use it a lot. There's a ton of shrubs. And getting goats, I think, will really help too. I can start rotating them out and see if they'll eat any of this. But it's going to be really fun setting up enclosures for animals and building out here. I want to be completely off-grid. So a very, very big solar system is a goal. Huge water catchment is a goal. I would love to have at least a 1,200 square foot house out here. But it's going to be an extremely energy efficient house. Everything that I do is going to have to be extremely energy efficient for being completely off-grid. Thankfully, this part of Arizona does not get terribly hot, like I mentioned, so as far as keeping the house cool, it's not going to be super crazy, which will make the solar system a lot easier. But yeah, please do subscribe. It's going to be such an exciting journey to see what we can accomplish out here, and by we I mean me and my dogs, but I don't think the dogs are going to be very much help, so we'll see. Alright, well, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for supporting me. God, if I mess anything up in my future videos, like setting up solar, and I do something wrong, please do tell me, because I am not an expert in any of this. I know how to put up a wall, I know how to do sheetrock, but I've never built any walls that have windows in them, and I've certainly never built a house. So this is going to be all new, but I know I can do it, and I'm very excited to start. So I'll come out with a couple more videos, probably talking about owner financing. I know a ton of people are super scared of owner financing, which is why you have to do it right. And by right, you'll see what I mean in a future video. So thank you for tuning in, and like I said, please do subscribe down below. Bye.